YouTube, what's going on, man? We back with a video, and in this video today, what we're going to talk about is how to mark out your charts, or how I mark out my charts and take my trades. So this trade will be from today, and I am going to. A lot of people do videos I see on YouTube, and when I was first starting, I felt like, yeah, it's easy to do a replay and then find out exactly what happened after because you already know what happened. But to take the trade, to talk about it before and then take the trade after and then show proof of it, I think that that'll give people a little more hope on having some success in the market, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark out the chart and then I'll show you my Instagram post that tells people, and I post in a Discord as well. It's not my Discord, I'm in someone else's Discord, but I give my market analysis that people can use. And I have had some success from it. I have people that always reach out and say, thank you. I followed exactly what you said to the T and it worked for me. So it doesn't cost you anything to just, take some advice. I'm not going to tell you to take everybody's advice because some advice just is not right. Or it could lead you down the wrong path. So I'm not saying that I'm right 100% of the time, but you can see the results on my Instagram. They speak for themselves. I'm not going to, talk too much into that. You can go figure it out for yourself, which is at, Chart Geek Chart Geek 1. So just like that, or same thing as a YouTube name that you're looking at. So, and I'll put the link in the description below as well, directing right to the Instagram. So I believe I'm going to start dropping videos on Instagram so that people get a better understanding of the trades that I took. So I don't want to take too much of your time, and let's dive right into it. But before, if you can, like this video, share it to somebody that may be in need of this information. It'd be greatly appreciated. And then drop your comments down below if you have any questions. So let's show you exactly how I mark out my chart. So we start off on a 4-hour time frame. And with us being on a 4-hour time frame, I look for the highs and the lows. I look for points where we had moves up and moves down. That's it. So up here we have the high of the 4-hour charts, and then we have the low of the 4-hour charts over here. Now, we are here now. This is current, which was yesterday, Monday, and then going into, extended hours. So if I was going to trade, which would have been this morning, Tuesday, I look at the high because I want to look at support and resistance. So this is my resistance up here. And what I'm looking for is this here. So I see the high of this candle, and we're up here too. But this is where we had our most recent push to the downside. So I'm looking for our most recent push to the downside for my resistance. Now my resistance sits about right here, and I'm going to see what the high of this is. The high of it is 757.07, and the close of it is 758.32 is the high of this, but the close of it is 757.07. So I am going to mark 757.07. Well, and that says 05, but it's okay. And I'm going to mark the high of this too. So the high of this was 760.40. So I'm going to go all the way up to 760.40. And I'm just going to go in and fix it. So we got 760.40. And then we got 757.07. So now that box should be in line. I'm going to drag it all the way across as well. So once we drag it all the way across, so now I know that I have resistance up here at the top of this level. So as you can see, the market moves in phases. It either goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And this right here is considered consolidation. It's sideways. What you want to happen is you want the market to go up, down. You want it to come up, come back down, come up, down. But you want it to trend higher. And when I say trend higher, you want to be able, for the market, this is how I know that it's trending up. As you can see, it's bouncing off of this line. It's never going below it. So that shows you a trend to the upside. Now, the opposite of that would be a trend to the downside, which would be this here. How do we know that it's trending down? Because again, if I take this arrow and I place it on top of this here, you can see that we are trending down. We are not passing this line, and we are steady bouncing off of it and continuing to the downside. So those are the two times that you want to trade. Anytime other than that, I'm going to tell you to stay completely out the market. So that's all that we're looking for. So now that I have the high of this here, I need to find a point where the market has dropped down and it's pushed up off of that level. So that's what I need to find right now. So let's go find that level, which my closest level is going to be here and here. I'm going to target here first, and if this level doesn't hold, then I'm going to target down below, which would be here, because we have multiple touches at this level that shows that we have a support here. So let's find out what this support is. I'm going to just mark this candle here, which would be 750.64. That's where it closed at. So 750.64. Let's go ahead and make a line there. 750.64. So now all I want you to do is look over here. Anything that's below this line, what happens? We break to the downside. I'm going to make this line a different color. Let's make it green. Actually, let's not make it green. Let's make it a total different color. Let's go purple. Purple works. We could have used black. But even if I take this here and mark the bottom of, I'm marking the bottom of this candle, I'm just marking the bottom of these candles. Okay? So I mark the bottom of these candles and I drag it down here. All right. Anytime that we are underneath this box, you can see that we have bearish momentum. Everything is pushing down to the downside. So these are all the indications that I look for. If we get below this level, then I'm going to follow it to the downside. But if we get above this level, I'm going to follow it to the upside. So now let's go ahead and go to the 1 hour. So now we're at the 1 hour. We can see the same thing. We've gotten to this zone, but we keep pushing to the downside. But right here, you can see the last time we had this move, which is the same move we seen on the 4 hour, it pushed all the way down here. So sellers just stepped into the market. I'm looking for the exact same sellers here, and if those sellers don't show up, then I'm looking for the buyers. It's just very simple. Okay. Now we're going to scale down to the 15-minute. Now you can see this is the last area that we had buyers step in. So this is why I'm being cautious at this level, because buyers could definitely step in here. So what I'm going to do is, which I'm going to pull it up so everybody can see it. So on Instagram, I posted this here, which is what you can see. Let me actually give y'all a screen record. So this is on Instagram. You can see exactly what I posted. This was this morning. I said that please keep in mind we have a gap that needs to be filled below and underneath 750 to 742. But above 755.35, look to test 756.68. If that holds, look to test 757.77. Below 752.85, we are going to test 750.67. And if that doesn't hold, we will fall back down into 746.43 or lower for the gap fill. From there, you want to look for a swing trade back to the upside. All right. So that's what I have there. Now, with that, I'm going to show you exactly the way that I use my strategy. And it's just for me, but I'm not the only person that uses it. I've seen other people use this exact same strategy, and I noticed that it worked. So I decided to master it my way. I don't sit on the trade too much. If the trade is moving in that direction and it gives me indication, I take the trade. I just take it, and whatever happens, happens. Set my stop loss, walk away, and call it a day. Sometimes if it's moving too slow, I'll sit and watch it, and then I will just take my profit. I'll do a trailing stop loss if that's the case. But this is the trade from today, and I'm going to show you exactly what I traded. And if any, actually, you know what? I'm also, because I know what others will say, I'll take a screenshot and I'll put the profit that I made for today on it. I didn't risk much. I just played very small today because I didn't see a big movement coming in. But I'll just show my profits for today as well, just so you know that it's real. A lot of people talk about having, $300, $400, $500 days, $1,000 days. This trade is just for the ones that want to make an extra $100, $200, $300, you know, just 100% on whatever money that they put into the market. You'll be able to make 100% of it. So I risked a little bit over $200 and some today, and my return was about 70%, and I got out. I didn't care to stay in the trade much longer. That was enough for me. It was about 167 is what it was. So I'm not here to tell y'all that, you know, I make $10,000 in one trade. I'm not at that point yet, but as I keep building, I know that I'll be there eventually, very soon actually. So I'm going to show you what I do. I mark the 15-minute high and low of it, and which is called the ORB, open range breakout. And this is yesterday's ORB. Now, as you can see, it's already marked out. This is the trade that I took yesterday, which was Monday. All I'm looking for is a break of structure, a break of the high or the low. That's the high, that's the low. I look for the break of it. It broke that level, then I wait for it to retest. Now, this is the time where I'll turn on like the 9 EMA. If it's above the 9 EMA, I take calls. If it's underneath the 9 EMA, I take puts. Very simple, but your strategy has to be there, okay? Now, it broke above on the 15-minute. That's what I'm waiting for. Then I'm looking for a retest. Here, you want to scale back down to the 5-minute. So once you get this pullback, you're looking for a pushback to the upside. So if you scale down to the 5-minute, this is the exact same as that 15-minute. And the moment that it broke past this level here, which would have been this candle, you would have gotten to the market here. This is where you would have entered. You would have set your stop loss just below here, which I would go to the 15-minute and do it. And then you could have targeted the upside of here. The reason why I say you would have targeted the upside was because if you look in the past over here, it would have, that's where we targeted at. But I use a trailing stop loss. This was a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. So you technically would have returned, you would have got a return of still 1-to-3. You could have got out right here. As soon as you seen this market shift, as soon as it broke this level here, you could have gotten out of your trade, which you still would have been in profit. All right. So you've seen what I just said. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for today, which is Tuesday. This is the next day. That was the trade I took yesterday. Now let's go ahead and bring it up to date. So, and what we're doing is we're going to wait till it gets all the way back over here for the first 15-minute. So this is the end of yesterday. And as you can see, you could have took the trade back down to the downside. I didn't. I wouldn't have. But now we're going to wait till it gets over here, which would be 6:30 on the next day. And I'm going to show you exactly how I marked that day out. So let's get there. Let's go to 1. Let's go here. All right. So as you can see, all right, let me back that up a little bit. I need to show you the exact same trade. I mean, you already see what happened, but that's not the move that you're waiting on anyway. But I just want to show you exactly what I'm looking for. So I know that we have buyers in the market because yesterday it pushed to the upside, okay? But we had a gap up. Most of the time when we have a gap up, we always fill the gap. Not today, not tomorrow. It doesn't happen that quick sometimes. Sometimes it does. But for the most part, the gap fills within, you know, the next 48 to 72 hours. So we've already had our push to the upside. Again, remember, if we go back to our 1 hour, remember we had this strong push to the downside here. All right. We tried to get up here and we had a strong push away from that. We had strong rejection. All right. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking at this level here. So since the market has opened, I'm going to target this area, which you'll see again on my Instagram. This is where I targeted. So the moment that we got below 753.06, that told me everything that I needed to know, right? Let's fast forward. Let's go to the 15-minute. Since I have this level marked out, let's see what happens. I am going to scale down to the 5-minute now because the 15-minute has broke below here, all right? So what I'm looking for is this here. I'm looking for a break. I'm looking for a push to the upside and doesn't go above here. And then I'm looking for a push back to the downside. All right. That's all that I'm looking for to take my trade. And I know if it gets below this level here, I'm targeting 750.64. Why? Because we broke this support, and now the next level that pushed up was down here. We had the next level that was a big push to the upside was 750.64, as you can see. So let's go ahead and delete that. I'm going to tell you exactly when I took the trade. Let's go here. As you can see, we had a push to the upside. That 9 EMA is still on. We just got above it. But now the moment that it closes below here, which that candle there, the moment that it closes, which I don't know when the time is down on it, but this is where I take my trade. It's giving me bearish momentum, okay? So here's where I take my trade. I set my stop loss just above there, that swing high. And then my target is going to be here. If it breaks that level, then I'm looking for 760.64, all right? And I'm gonna fast forward because I don't wanna sit here and wait all day with you and drag the video out. But let's see what happens. So we actually hit it right here in this candle here. So we hit that level and we were done. Now, mind you, that happened. It didn't hit the level until 12:15 that day. Now, I would be lying to you if I told you I held it until it got down there to that point. Did I figure it would target there? Yes. But as you can see, we had so much consolidation here to where I was just like, hey, you know what? I don't want to sit in the trade for too long. So I got out when the market pulled down here, right to here, and it reversed on me. I scaled down to the 2 minute, and if you scale down to the 2 minute, you can see that it was starting to give you that indication. Once it broke this level and it pushed up, and this candle was green, and I didn't see it start to pull back down based on this volume down here. You see, we had a large volume candle, and typically, when it's going up, you want the volume to be going down, which shows us that it's getting weak and is going to continue to the downside. Now, it was starting to go down, but it was taking way too long, and it was just giving consolidation. So I got out the market. Now, you seen what the profit was. I put it on the screen for you, but you can see if you had big enough kahunas to just hold that trade all day, you would have been fine. You would have made money. You would have made 3x your money. It would have been a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. So that's how I trade. That's all that I look for. I don't look for nothing crazy. I literally just wait for that to happen. If it doesn't happen, I sit on my hands. If it does happen, great, we take the trade. So now with that being said, for tomorrow's market, now this is the 9 EMA. So we've pulled back to tap the 9 EMA. Overnight is going to tell us everything that we need to know. All right. If we get down here to this level, I would be looking for a push back to the upside. Why? Because we had a push up here to the upside. But you got to take in consideration that I believe tomorrow is FOMC. So and that just determines what the rates are going to be, the federal rates. And if it's not good or if it's bad, it'll determine what happens in the market. So again, you can use what I said today in Instagram to understand exactly what you should be looking for. I've already gave you the levels to watch out for. But if it breaks, that 750.64 and we open up, at this level here, all you're going to do is look for, a push to the upside, and then you're just going to be targeting a push to the downside. Let it retest and then take it down here to this gap fill. Once you fill the gap, typically what will happen is you'll get a gap and go. It'll be a lot of volume, and the market will push itself back up to the upside just like that. So we'll see exactly what happens. I don't know. This is not financial advice. This is just me giving you guys my market analysis on what I believe will happen in the market, and then it's up to you to take the trade, right? You got to have your own strategy. I can tell you where it's going, or I can tell you where I believe it's going, and if it does something, you can take advantage of it. But if you don't have a strategy, then none of this is going to work. It doesn't mean anything. So thank y'all for tuning in. Like this video, man. Share it to somebody that may be in need of this information. Subscribe to the channel and drop them comments below. It'll mean everything to me. And also for somebody that's just learning, you'll get a better understanding of how to trade, and you're not with, a guru, somebody that's been doing it for 10 years. I'm in the fire with you. I'm still building my account, and we're going to grow together as long as you tap in. So appreciate y'all, man. Have an incredible day. I'll be back with another video tomorrow.